Hello, welcome to this week's Holy Yoga chair practice. We will be using the chair. It's right behind me. I'm just more comfortable talking to you while I'm sitting on the floor. Today's practice will be in the chair. We will also be standing and doing some of our flow behind the chair, standing up. And today also I would like to introduce the yoga strap. So if you have a yoga strap, we can use that. If not, you can use a tie or you can use a belt. You can also use a towel if you really want to. We're just going to do some warming up with this. So if you want to put me on pause and grab a tie or a belt or a towel, or if you do have that yoga strap, okay? And I'll see you back in your chair. Thanks. Okay. Welcome back. Onto your chair with no arms. And today, when you're taking your strap or your tie, just for now, just gently laying it across your thighs. We'll be using it in a few moments, okay? But first, let's come to our beautiful mountain seat. So coming up to the top of your chair, root your feet down. Lift up your toes, give them a wiggle. And with mindfulness, pressing that big toe and that pinky toe. And your heel, the inside of your heel, the outside of your heel. Gently placing your hands on your thighs. Taking a breath, lengthening your spine. Having your ears over your shoulders. Having your chin parallel to the floor. And I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to soften your face. Notice your breath. Take a moment and really feel you're rooting down, activating your legs, rooting down your feet to the floor, giving yourself a foundation, rooting your hips down on the seat, and rising up through your spine, becoming just a bit taller, and exhale. Just focus inward, just focusing on your breath, focusing on whichever body part is moving, expanding. As the breath travels, the life that God has given you goes through your body, in and out. And I invite you to continue in this nice breath. I'm going to read today from Revelation 21, 1 to 5. The making of all things new. And this time we need some hope and some promise. I love the promises of God because they're always true. We get frustrated because they're not on our timing, but He always keeps His promise. And this is our promise, our hope for the future. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. I saw the holy city, the New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and He will dwell with them. They will be His people, and God Himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, nor mourning, nor crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." He who was seated on the throne said, "I am making everything new." And then He said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true." Continue to breathe. Maybe deepen your breath. Breathe in a word that hit you today. I just love that, look, the Lord's dwelling place is now among the people. Again, always his goal is his plan was for him to reside in us, to dwell in us. We have the Holy Spirit to help walk with us today. But there will come a time when there'll be no more mourning, no more tears, no more pain, no more death. I invite you to take your deepest inhale of the day. Hold it for a moment and exhale. And again, take a deep inhale and exhale. And one more time, bringing everything up from the belly, up into your heart, up to your mouth and your nose, all the way through the crown of your head. And exhale like a waterfall over your heart and over your belly. I invite you to open your eyes. So, again, rooting down, recentering yourself, rooting your feet down, rising up through your spine, sitting tall, engaging your core, bringing your back away from the back of the chair. Forgot to mention that before. But again, engaging your core, bringing your navel to your spine. And just taking a shrug up your shoulders to your ears, rounding back, down chin to chest, coming back to neutral. Shrugging your shoulders up to your ears, around the back, chin to chest, coming up to neutral. Gazing up high, gazing to center, over your right shoulder, over your left shoulder. Right shoulder, over to your left shoulder. Coming to center. Hands to your side, inhale, rise up high. Exhale, palms away, coming down, chin to chest. Inhale, up. Exhale, palms to the floor, coming out front, coming down below your knees, rising up high, palms to the ceiling. Palms out, coming to your side, chin to chest. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down, coming forward, towards your legs, coming down. Let's do a sun salutation, rising up high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, back to the floor. Inhale, rising up high. Exhale, palms to the side. Bringing your arms out like wings, thumbs to the ceiling. Root down, rising up high, bringing that back away from the back of the chair. And palms, thumbs to the floor. Thumbs to the ceiling. Exhale, thumbs to the floor. Palms to the ceiling. Palms to the floor. Bringing your left arm to your right shoulder and taking your right palm to your left elbow and just gently pushing back, trying to get a stretch right through here, whatever feels good for you today. And just remembering whatever we do today, when we're lifting our arms above our head, if at any time that's uncomfortable, just keeping your hand on your shoulder or just this height would work. Bringing your arms out like wings, bringing the right palm to the left shoulder, left hand to your right elbow, and again, gently pushing back, trying to get a stretch right through here. And back. Hands out towards me, and just bringing your wrists back and forth, twisting them as you need, twisting it as you can. pointing your fingers to the floor, pointing them up to the ceiling. And then bringing your toes with you, so lifting your heels up, bringing them down, lifting your toes, bringing your heels up, lifting your toes. Little coordination here. I don't think I can even do it. I'm getting confused. And coming down, shrugging your shoulders back, and shrugging your shoulders forward. Grabbing your strap, your towel, your tie, your belt. And again, if this is uncomfortable, any of these exercises can be done in front, okay? So don't hurt your shoulder on any of this. We never want pain. So bringing your hands out, having your hands gently holding onto the strap, a little bit wider than shoulder width. Root down, taking an inhale, coming up high. Exhale all the way down to your knees. Inhale up. Exhale to your knees. And inhale up. And exhale to your knees. On this inhale, keeping up high. Again, if this doesn't feel good, just leaving it at this height. If it's available to you today, coming up high. Root down, lengthening your spine here, and bending to your right. Don't let your knees travel. Taking that right hand and pulling a little bit harder, really opening up your left side here, if that's available to you. If not, you can just coming this way, if that feels better. Coming up tall. And going over towards the left side, opening up your right. Again, using that left hand just to pull a little bit longer. Coming up tall. One more time to each side. Again, keeping your knees parallel to each other. Root down through your feet. Anchor that left foot, that left hip. Coming up tall. Big inhale. Exhale, going to the left side. Opening up your right. Anchor that right foot, that right hip. Coming up tall and coming down. Bringing your hands to your hips. Again, shrugging your shoulders back and shrugging them forward. Shaking your arms out. Taking your strap in front of you, your tie in front of you, root down, rise up, and just twisting to the right here. If you can, continue to look at me. And now, if you can, look to the left. Coming back to center. Root down, rise up. Twisting to the left, gazing at me. Keeping your arms parallel to the floor. And if you can, gaze to the right. And coming back to center. Bringing your arms down. You'll tell your feet just out to the width of your chair. We're going to go from right hip to left knee. Again, if you can't go up and over, just doing it whatever feels good for you. So, you're going to take your right arm right to your right hip, coming up and over like a rainbow, over to your left knee. Up and over, right and left. Inhale, root up high, keeping your hips towards me, your shoulder, your chest to me as much as you can. And one more time, over to your hip and over to your knee. And coming back to center. Taking a deep inhale and an exhale. Going to the opposite side, left hand to left hip, rising up like a rainbow, going over to your right side. Up and over. Again, if you want to cut it short, you can do it that way too. That feels better for you. Again, starting at your left hip, like a rainbow to your right knee. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, inhale up and exhale down. And coming to center. You'll tilt your feet out a little bit wider, coming up tall, and let's circle around. Really taking note to hit every number on the clock as you go around. Root down through your feet. And going the opposite way. Coming back to center. Bringing heel toe on your feet in. Arms to your side. Inhale, rising up high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Back to the floor. Hands on your knees, rise up high. Taking your strap, your tie, or your belt, or your towel. Wrapping it around your, extending your right leg. And then wrap it around the ball of your right toe. Not the middle, but the ball. And you can either grab it with one hand if one hand's feeling stronger today, or you can use both hands. Root down through that left sole of your foot, rising up through your spine, and gently just lifting your leg. Your elbows will be bending towards you. And if you can, the reason for the strap or the tie or the belt, bringing your foot, your toes closer to your knee. And if you can, maybe just coming up a little bit higher than usual. And coming down. Feeling a beautiful stretch in the back of your legs. Inhale, root down, rise up tall. Maybe going a little bit higher. Adjusting the strap if you need to. And coming down. Inhale, rising up one last time. Now taking both straps into your right hand, if this is accessible to you today, and bringing your leg out to the side. If it's only this wide, that's fine. As wide as you can go. Coming back to center. Keeping your your foot towards me, and just circle your leg around. Again, this strap allows you to go deeper than you would without it. Just getting a nice deep stretch here in your upper leg. And going the opposite way. And coming back, just neutral. Taking your strap off, keeping it on your thighs, lengthening that right foot again, interlacing your hands to your left leg, your left knee, rise up tall, and exhale, coming forward, hinging forward, again, feeling a little bit deeper stretch. Toes towards your knees. One more breath, one more exhale. Root down, rise up. Again, taking that right knee into your hands and circle around. And going the opposite way. And giving yourself a hug. And coming down. Lengthening now your left leg. Taking the strap to the ball of your foot. Again, allowing your toes to come as close to your knees. Inhale, rise up. Again, root down, lengthen your spine, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. Noticing if you can go a little bit further this time, exhale down. Inhale up. And if you can, putting both straps into that left hand and coming out. Root down, rise up, coming back to center, and circle around, bringing those toes closer to your knees. Again, getting a little bit deeper stretch than you're used to with the aid of the prop. Going the opposite way. And coming down. Releasing your strap, you can put it to the side. Interlacing your hands to that right knee, rising up tall, flexing your left toes, hinging forward. And coming up tall. Keeping your interlaced hands, grabbing onto your knee there, and circle around. And go the opposite way. And coming down. This time taking both feet, flexing your foot, rising up tall, holding on to your the legs of your chair. Inhale and exhale, hinging forward. Again, bringing your toes towards your knees. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Recentering yourself. Coming up to the top of your chair. Taking a deep breath. Enjoying your body being able to move today. Being thankful for the movement, whether it's a big movement or a small movement. I'm just thankful that you showed up today. Taking your arms to your side, rising up high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Back to the floor, root down, arms out long, up, coming to prayer, coming to heart center. Inhale, rising up high. Twisting to your right, keeping your knees centered towards me, parallel to each other. And again, if you can, gazing to the left. Coming back to center. Inhale, rising up high. Exhale, going to the left. And if it's available to you today, gazing to the right. Coming back to center. Hands to your side. Keeping your right hand to your leg of your chair. Lifting up your left. And opening wide. Taking your palm towards me and your elbow behind you. If you can look up. Coming back. Opposite arm. Palm towards me. That right elbow pushing back. Gazing up towards your bicep. And coming down. Inhale, rising up high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, getting your belly off your thighs. Back to the floor. Inhale, rising up high. And hands to your side. Putting your palms of your hands onto your thighs for our cat and cow, with our hands gliding on our legs. So put your hands on your knees. Inhale, having your heart coming through your arms, gazing towards the ceiling. Exhale, keeping your hands glued to your legs, coming down over your knees to your shins, rounding your back, in fact, pushing back your back through your shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale, rising up high. Exhale, coming down. One more time, inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale, stopping at your thighs. Bringing your hands to prayer. Bringing your arms out like wings. Taking your right palm, it goes towards the ceiling. I know you can't see my palms. Left palm to the floor. Inhale, rising up. We're going to extend to our right side, keeping your legs where they are. Coming back. As you come back to center, your left palm goes up, right palm goes down. Inhale again, just bringing back and forth. Switching palms up or down as you go over. This time as we're going to come to the right, we're going to bring our right arm down, our left arm up, gazing towards our left fingers, coming up tall. Switching palms, coming up and back. One more time to each side. Switch your palms, reaching to the right, gazing up to the left, keeping your knees parallel, and one more time. Bringing your palms to the ceiling, coming up, reaching, taking one grab with your left, one grab with your right, and coming down, palms towards the floor, hands on your thighs. Inhale, bringing your hands towards your hips, bringing your chest out, and coming back into rounded back, chin to chest. Coming up high. Heel toe your feet out wide. Taking your right arm to your right leg. Inhale. Bringing a beautiful rainbow type bend over. Again, bringing your elbow back, your palm towards me. And over to the other side. Really enjoying the stretch. And coming back. 2 more times to each side. Palm towards me, elbow behind you if you can, gazing up towards your elbow. Continue to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Coming back to center, having both hands, back of your palms on your thighs, heel toeing in just slightly, having your feet towards me, and coming into goddess, taking the inside of your right arm into the outside of your right arm into the inside of your right leg, pushing your elbow versus over to your knee, lifting up that left hand, lengthening your spine, and twisting a little bit more. And coming down, switching arms. Left onto left, elbow onto knee, push against each other, help you twist a little bit more. And coming back again. Down your right side. And down your left. And one more time inside your right. And inside your left. Coming to center. Heel toeing your feet together. Hands, palms on your knees. Chest, heart through your arms. Gazing up, elbows behind you. Exhale, coming forward, rounding your back. Palms glued to your legs, coming over your knees, over your shins. 2 more times, coming up tall. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And then coming to neutral. We're going to stand now. If this is uncomfortable to you, you can do what we're doing in your chair. I'll be doing the poses, and you could still do them in your chair if you don't want to get up today. Or you can just stand and do a modified version of what we're doing. I do have to switch my camera here. I'm trying to get a little bit better at this. So hopefully now you can see me when I stand. Hopefully this pre-planning worked. Okay. You're going to stand with your chair like this. I'm going to move mine just so you can see me. Okay. So first, coming to mountain pose. Just as we are in our seat, if you've stayed seated, continuing to your mountain pose, really focusing on your breath here. Here we're going to root down through our feet, bringing our navel to our spine, bringing your tailbone down, having your shoulders parallel to the floor, chin to the floor, closing your eyes here, holding onto the chair as needed. If you can, lifting your toes, wiggling your toes. Replacing them on the floor. Again, really feeling the 4 corners of the feet on the floor, rooting down, taking a deep inhale here, and exhale. Putting your hands onto your chair. We're going to walk back for our down dog. We did this a couple weeks ago. You just walk back till you lengthen your arms as long as you can. And having your back as flat as you can. Having your ears in between your biceps if that's possible. This really isn't. There we go. Pushing your hips behind you so you can feel a stretch behind your thighs and your hamstrings. Taking an inhale, rise slightly above your arms. Exhale, coming back And inhale, walking yourself back up. Now coming to your chair, so you are facing sideways, so that your let's do, what is this? Our left leg? Yeah. Our left leg is closer to the chair, and we're sideways. Walking out, so just your fingertips touch. Taking an inhale, we're going to do a side bend here, holding on to the chair, and coming back. This time, putting all your weight into your left foot. When we do our side bend, lifting that right leg with you. If you can only go this far, that's fine. Slight bend to your left leg. But if you can, just teeter over like we do in the chair. And coming down. Standing tall. Bringing your navel to your spine. Big inhale. And we'll do that one more time on this side, coming up tall. Bending over towards the chair. Coming back. Putting all your weight into your left foot. And this time rising up with that right leg and coming over. Slight bend to your left leg and coming back. And coming to mountain. If you can, close your eyes here and take a breath. Opening your eyes. I'm going to take my chair. You're just going to turn around, so your back will probably be to me, or you can adjust your chair as you need to. Coming to mountain. Rooting down. Pressing your toes down. Holding on to your chair with that opposite arm. We're on the right side, yeah. Right leg, right arm. So lifting up your left arm and coming over. Again, reaching for something like maybe an apple that's lying low on a tree. If you can, opening up your heart, coming down. Putting all your weight into your right foot. This time when we lift up our left arm, we're going to lift up our left leg and coming over. And coming down. Inhale. Inhale, just the arm, coming up and over, rooting down with both feet. Again, bringing that elbow, your left elbow behind you if you can, opening up your heart, and if you can, gaze up. Keeping your hips towards me, coming down. Putting all your weight into your right leg, coming up, lifting that left leg, slight bend in your right knee, and coming over. Coming to center. Coming back so that you're behind your chair. Holding on to the chair. Closing your eyes. And taking a breath. And then coming up, opening your eyes, coming up on your toes and back on your heels. Up on your toes, back on your heels, up on your toes, back on your heels. Having your hands to your side. If it's available to you today, just rising up. Again, if your arms are hurting, just put your hands on your shoulders. Just rising up high. And coming down. And then meeting me back in your chair. I'm going to move this again. Okay. There we go. Good. Just coming to your beautiful seat. Rooting down. Arms to your side. Inhale, rising up, gazing at your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, back to the floor. Inhale, rising up high. Coming to prayer. Taking a deep inhale, rising up high. Exhale through your mouth. Another deep inhale, root down, rise up, long spine. And exhale. Arms to your side. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Back to the floor. Deepest inhale, rising up. Exhale, collapsing in your chair. Closing your eyes. Letting your feet flop where you like. Letting your shoulders droop. Maybe your chin to your chest. Maybe go in your lazy boy. But just taking a moment now to notice the effects of your movement. Notice the newness of your body. How you changed from the old of being still to the newness of movement. And as you continue to keep your eyes closed, noticing your breath, I'm going to read one more time from Revelation and listen to the words. Take a word out from the scripture today, a word that you can stitch in your heart to help you through this afternoon, to help you through this week until we meet again next week. Revelation 21, 1-5. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed." He who was seated on the throne said, "I am making everything new." Then he said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true." And I invite you to deepen your breath, maybe breathing in that word you've captured today. Filling your heart with God's promises. And I invite you to take your deepest breath, taking a deep inhale, rising from your belly all the way up. And exhale. One more deep inhale. Hold it for a moment. Exhale through your mouth. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, taking your arms to your side, rising up high, coming to prayer, coming to heart center. And may we all say, Amen. Thank you for joining me. May you have a wonderful, blessed week. Be thankful, be kind.